Mason Gray paved the way, changed the rain, released the pain. Least you sane, getting paid, trend setting, brighter days, doper rap, tighter sets, high in Delhi, I'm a fighter jet, journey.
Yo, what's really good, ladies and gentlemen? It's the OG Boricua Dandada. I'm here with Mr. Muffins Martinez. Mr. Muffin Martinez, please, let me not introduce yourself right now. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all that good stuff. My fault. I'm going to do this right today because this might be one of the most important ones we've ever done, actually. Mm-hmm. Let them know. Let them know. Talk to them real quick because we're gonna drop it on.
I mean, I'm pretty sure by now you already know who we are, man. I'm Muffins Martinez. You already know. I call myself Muffin because I'm a little fat around the waist and I look like a muffin. So I mean, I own it. So, but yeah, man. I mean, we're excited, and it had to do with WWE Backlash coming live and direct to you from the beautiful island of Puerto Rico, mi gente. ¿Cómo estás todo el corrillo Puerto Rico, güey? Hasta la muerte y después, like they always say, bro. But yeah, man, that shit was a movie. That was a movie on Saturday night.
So right before this, we literally only talked for like 2 minutes before we hit record, and you said something, and I said, you know what? Before we talk Backlash, before we talk Zelina Vega, Theo Savio Vega, Carlito, Bad Bunny, Damian Priest, before we do that, a little history of what, see, now you've watched way more wrestling than I have. To me, the most influential Hispanic faction of all time was LAX.
Yes.
Because LAX was its own brand in TNA when TNA was popping that nothing was like it. Unfortunately, because in my teen years is when N.W.A came out. You know, I was like 14, 15, whatever it was, maybe 16. And LWO came out right after that. Same logo, different color. So your initial thought was this is a ripoff of N.W.A. Now, the Latino World Order has wrestling royalty in LWO. But unfortunately, when N.W.A, it was the second thing to N.W.A, where LAX was the first. Yeah. What was his name? The Guerrero, I think it was his brother that was in LAX.
No.
Yeah, wasn't it one of the Guerreros in LAX where he was like one of the talking people?
Oh well, yeah. I want to say either Chavo, no, either Mondo or the other guy. He was like the spokesperson. Because back then when in TNA they had the Spanish announce team, and he was one of them. Exactly. And later on they asked him to be the spokesperson, and he joined and took over like the second incarnation when they came back. With the girls, with the ladies,
with Rosita
and what the whole other ones? I want not Margarita, Rosita. No. Lolita? No, it wasn't Lolita either.
There was two of them because
it was
Trinidad.
Zelina Vega and Dark Angel at that time. But I can't remember.
But wasn't there a third?
No, there was
a third that had like a crazy tattoo.
Well, the first time it was Mercedes Martinez. No,
Mercedes.
No, wrong chick.
It was Mercedes Martinez is Shelly Martinez.
Shelly Martinez, yes. That was the first female incarnation with LAS when they came out for the first time. Then when they left and they started doing the Mex-American group, that's when he came in to be the spokesperson and had the two girls, Rosita and we other one just mentioned her name.
Well, I know it's Dark Angel because she's
Rosita and whatever the other
for the world or whatever.
Yeah, Sarah Stokes. So that was the second incarnation, and then later on the third one when they came back to TNA when they had the Cuban girl
and Diamante. But that's what I wanted to go with this because and now I don't remember if there's ever been a Cuban or Dominican, but I do know from what everyone I know from Hernandez, Homicide, Santana, and Ortiz and Diamante. they're all no. She's Cuban, I think, right? Diamante's Cuban. I think she's the only Cuban.
Yeah.
Everybody else has been Mexican and Puerto Rican, right?
Yes. Yep.
So, with WWE, and I just wanted to throw that out there because to me, and obviously on the independents, you see the Bodega, which is with Danny Limelight, Slice Boogie, and King Fatboy.
Papo Esco. Yeah. But don't forget, even before then, I'm thinking even before then, I think you were younger, but they had those Boricuas in WWE or WF when they had the.
That was a tag team, right?
They actually at that time they were doing the 4-man cruise, so it was Undertaker's crew when he was riding the motorcycles. They had the Canadian crew. They had those Boricuas with Savio Vega being the main guy for the 4 Boricuas. So those 4 guys are Puerto Ricans in that crew.
I gotta ask you a question.
Did you record when you were the kid?
Well, did you hit record? Because I don't see the record.
No, it's recording. Oh yeah,
okay.
It's recording.
It's cool.
Yeah.
We're leaving that in there. I gotta ask because sometimes when me and Muffins jump on these things, we just jump in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we get excited. We forget to hit the button. Which that's my fault. One, though, I done that already.
And this was in San Juan, right?
Yes, San Juan. The Friday Night SmackDown and the show was both at the same place.
Okay. So now I don't want to sound like some kind of bitch or whatever, but when I'm going to start with Zelina Vega because I'm extremely biased. She's from my grandmother's hood, which was only a few minutes from where I lived. I don't have to say it because they did say Queens, New York. When they said her name, Zelina Vega from Queens, New York, and that crowd, I mean, look, my shit is standing up, right? It's so amazing to see people like her and Slice Boogie, who Slice Boogie is from my hood as well, to see them on TV, to see them make it, to show there's other options out, right? And we know, I'm going to call it Thea Trinidad because Zelina Vega, I know that's her name here, but I know where it's Thea Trinidad.
Exactly. That's
Thea Trinidad.
Yeah,
Thea Trinidad. I seen her in TNA. I seen her in Impact when she came back with Austin Aries, and then we seen her go through the NXT and then get called up and do what she's going to do. When she had the cape, now I thought it was just a cape, right? I thought it was just something dope that she walked to the ring with. And usually we don't talk about entrances in real deep, but we're going to do it this time. And I want to give Rhea Ripley mad respect because Rhea Ripley, she understood the moment, did not make any kind of gesture or movement to let her have that moment. That's the champ. The champ was in the ring before the competitor, which is rare too.
Yeah.
And Rhea Ripley did not move. She let it have it. She just stood there like, do your thing. And when she put her arms out like this and the Puerto Rican flag raised, I ain't gonna lie to you, I cried. Ooh. I shed a few tears. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, it's public information now. I let it go. I got emotional. She's a New Yorican. She got family in Puerto Rico.
Yep. And
this is in front of not just her family. Like, don't get, because I know you actually had a little back and forth with someone, some idiot.
Yeah, I was gonna say the other girl's name was Rosita and Sarita.
There you go.
Yeah, so I have to look it up because I couldn't remember either.
No, it wasn't just the fact that her family was in the crowd and she's here. That crowd was cheering her name, was cheering L.W.O., was singing shit, right? Like, they let her know we are here for you, right? Like, and I don't care what you listen. This ain't her first rodeo. She's had big pops on TNA when TNA was bubbling and doing really nice size venues and killing it. This is a woman who's been in this industry for a long time. But when you put your family and let's just say your country, because it's part of the United States, but this is your home. This is where the roots come. And for your extended family, because listen, I'll say something about Carlito, but we want to touch on that later. If you paid attention, not only did Carlito have the flag wrapped around his pant thing, so the flag was right here, right? When Bad Bunny came out holding a stick, it had the Puerto Rican flag on it. All these guys, when Uncle Savio Vega, Theo Savio Vega, he came out, the Puerto Rican shirt underneath him. I don't think people understand, and I'm my fault for over talking. I don't think people understand what Puerto Ricans feel towards that flag. That shit is special, right? Like it's just, it goes hand in hand. So it was showcased everywhere. The crowd loved her. Like I said, shout out to Rhea who just stood back and let it be what it was, because that's a fucking phenomenal moment. And not only did Zelina Vega lose, she sounded like the winner.
Yeah. She lost, but she won because, like you said, she came out with a big, beautiful Puerto Rican outfit. She spread her wings out. And you saw that beautiful red, white, and blue with the star just shiny there. Bro, the show was from Puerto Rico, and you have fans in the stands with Puerto Rican flags. And I'm like, dude, like, you know, like, you are Puerto Rican, you are in Puerto Rico, but they're still bringing the flags so you can see, like, yes, like, this is it right here. This is the moment. But the most important thing that I took away from everything was that WWE did something that they haven't done since the 2000, which was come back to Puerto Rico for a show. They give them 2 shows. They give them the SmackDown on Friday and the Backlash on Saturday.
Pay-per-view.
But the most important thing that they did was infuse cash into Puerto Rico. The revenue that those shows did those 2 days, with, you know, people getting the Ubers, the lifts, people going out to eat, people getting there on Thursday for Friday, Saturday, and then maybe leaving on Sunday. The hotels, the places that took that revenue that just got generated is going to be off the hook for 2 days. I have to say at least 20 million probably got done there
easily. You think about it, like, say
merge everything.
It just like what you said, and let's just touch on that real quick. If I go, like, say me and you decided, yo, let's go take that trip that's monumental, right? It's going to be more than 2 people. But me and you walk into a restaurant, now that's $20, $30 they just made on just me and you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we're not going out there to cook. We're going out there to relax, have a good time, hit a beach. Everything is generating money. You know what I mean? Everything is generating. So they make mad money, mad bread out there.
And it wasn't just the restaurants. It's not just the restaurants, also the street vendors. You know, the street vendors, the little mom and pop shops, the stores, people staying there buying stuff. That money, they brought money in. So, you know, and it was so funny because I kept seeing people tweeting stuff and on the crap sheets and stuff. Like, nobody knew about the chanclas, nobody knew about this, and people had to go there and try to describe what the chancla meant and stuff. And I'm like, really? Like, dude, that's us. Every and it's not his Puerto Ricans, it's blacks, Puerto Ricans, any minority knows what the chancla is, because we got hit with chanclas to this day. And I'm 15, I get a chancla on my ass by my mom.
You know the thing, but this is what frustrates me, and I've said this on here, where our people, like, and when I say our people, I'm from housing. So when I say our people, it's Spanish, black, and whoever else comes from the gutter, right? I hate the fact that people want to use the word, you got to pay me, or I got to go to I'll do a free for a big thing. Those people who are big platforms, like with the Slice Boogie interview, they didn't know what fucking EBT was, right? So it's like, you're going to interview this guy, and you know he's a street guy, and you didn't do none of your homework to understand his grind, right? Because you don't give a fuck. You just see his name is bubbling, and this is going to give us views. Or with the chanclas, right? I hate chanclas, chancleta. Let's just say what it is.
La chancleta.
So for the chancla to actually have to try to explain it when she throws it at Rhea Ripley, right? Like, to try to explain it is frustrating as fuck.
I just found it funny, but also found it kind of what's the word I'm looking for? kind of distant that like guys, some people still don't understand the culture of the minorities.
They don't care.
I mean, everybody know what the chancla is. I mean, you saw the chancla Ortiz in AEW with the chanclas all the time. It's there, the Puerto Ricans is the chancla. That's the weapons of your mom, your grandmother, or every female that you know. That's their favorite weapon to go to. And it's a projectile missile because they'll throw it at you and they'll hit you 5 feet away from you. And
it's like it's the first drone. It's the first drone.
Once you get 2 of those in a row, you know you messed up now.
Listen, I remember the first time I heard a Black Purge say it. I was in Miss Robinson's house with one of my homies, and I had a wild mouth back in the day, so I had cursed in this lady's house, and I got hit with one, and I said, "Bam!" And I was like, "Yo, Miss Robinson, what are you doing?" And she was like, "Don't act like you don't know what a chancleta is. Don't ever curse in my house." And I'm like, "No, I didn't know I get hit with those here." She's like, "You want the belt? I'll do it like white people too." And I was like, "Nah, I don't want nothing. Like, I don't want to get hit." But that's universal. You know what I mean? Like, you got, I don't know. You know what? Talk to me about Zelina Vega. Keep going.
Yeah, man, the whole thing, and people say, "Oh, she should have won. And then the thing is, like me, like somebody said, she should have won just because she was in Puerto Rico, and then lose it on SmackDown or Raw back to Ripley, like a day before or 2 days. And I'm thinking, no. And the reason why I knew she wasn't going to lose the title is because she just got the belt. And it was a big match at WrestleMania against Charlotte Flair for her just to come back and just lose it on her first defense just because of a feeling you know what I'm saying? So, no, she should have never lost the match. And like you said, Vega lost, but she still won because she won the admiration of the fans. Her people,
absolutely.
Her parents were there. Some people lived there. I still have family who live in Puerto Rico.
Yep.
From where I'm from, grew up in Puerto Rico. They're still there. And I see them, when they come up here once a year or whatever to visit, they're still there. So, but that was just an intense moment, just seeing that flag just spread out like the way she did. It was beautiful, man. And then, of course, the movie that came afterwards, the Bad Bunny and Priest, which I still call him Punishment Martinez because that's what I was known by. That was a whole movie, man. That was like you said, the candlestick with the Puerto Rican flag on it, the Carlitos shirt with the Puerto Rican, everything was just like, even Priest had his own Puerto Rican shirt, with the big bonga in the front. That was like, and then Bad Bunny, that was the soundtrack to that match. When you have 18,000 people, because it was 18,000 people sold out in there, singing your song when you're coming out. I mean, there's the same things like Chris Jericho. When Chris Jericho comes out on AEW and they sing his song, the fans, there's that same thing. Everybody is singing the Bad Bunny song.
I'm not bashing Chris Jericho. I'm not, right? But there's a level to artists that's completely different. If Chris Jericho wasn't Chris Jericho, the wrestler, Fozzy wouldn't do shit.
Yeah. Oh, for no. Yeah.
They wouldn't. Bad Bunny is arguably the best reggaeton person right now, right? Like, this is completely different.
And not even reggaeton. It's just all of Spanish music, and basically all of everything music, because I mean that dude was right there on top with, Shania Twain, people that are superstar mega stars.
He's in the top 1%.
Man, I mean he got to be in the top 5 right now when it comes to music, and especially downloads and stuff like that. But seeing 2 Puerto Ricans going at it in Puerto Rico, and then you have Carlitos. His music just popped, and the whole crowd just going crazy when he came out. Bro, shit. The right person won. Bad Bunny won. So.
But it didn't make Damian Priest look weak though.
No.
It was done perfectly, right? Like he had, his people came in. Carlito came in. Roof gone,
Yeah.
right? Like, and I didn't think. Well, obviously he's home, and Carlito had a great stretch in WWE.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, let's not try to act like he didn't. And not for nothing, Carlito physically looks better than most 20-somethings right now. Pause, but he came out looking ready to be the world champ.
Yeah, I think he's in his 40s now, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
And he did the apple. He did the apple too.
Yeah, with the apple in his pocket. Always. I spit on the face.
So, like you said, this was a movie. The people singing the music.
Yeah,
the
he's 44 now.
44. So he came out, looked phenomenal. Trying to even odds. What happens next? Savio Vega, WWE superstar as well. We've seen him in MLW as well too. He comes in and he just starts wrecking shop. So you're like, oh shit. And then what? I don't think they call it the Canadian Destroyer for Bad Bunny, or does it have a name? Do they have like some kind of name?
Well, they have different names: Cold Red, Canadian Destroyer. You know, it depends who hit it. I don't know. I was so pumped up. I don't know if they call it the Boricua Destroyer or I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. What do they call it? Because I didn't pay attention. I was just watching.
Oh my God, he don't want it with the Puerto Rican Destroyer or the Boricua Destroyer or something, but you never know nowadays. But that damn move got so many damn names. It's not even funny.
But the finish, the match, everything was epic. This made me sit back. Now I haven't watched WWE in a while. When I think we talked last week, and you were like, WWE is going to be in Puerto Rico. I was like, get the fuck out of here. And when you broke it down, I'm like, oh shit. I'm gonna watch this, right? Because I don't really watch WWE like that. Watching this and watching LWO, I think now feels so official, right? Like LWO is a threat. Yeah. Zelina Vega showed I could wrestle with the hottest chick in the game right now, Rhea Ripley, right? Because Rhea's up there with anyone you name. Talent-wise, Rhea could go with anyone. So you go, Zelina Vega just showcased why I'm that bitch, right? And no disrespect, I'm just talking how I'm talking. Bad Bunny is the greatest celebrity wrestler. He's a wrestler, right? That he's a celebrity that wrestles, but he's a wrestler that's a celebrity. Like, he's that good in the ring.
Right now, I would love to see him go up against the other kid.
Logan Paul?
Yes. I would love to see them because both of them look like they're real wrestlers and not celebrities in their own world. But it'll be kind of interesting to see Logan Paul go up against Bad Bunny in a ring just to see how that will end. But I don't think that it will ever happen, but it'll be kind of fun. It'll happen on MTV Celebrity Deathmatch, probably. The animation clay, they'll do that one there and somebody will get killed, decapitated or something. But it would be interesting if they ever do it. And I think you're the one who told me that they actually got matching LWO tattoos.
All of them got the LWO tattoos.
Dude, right there, man. That right there, that's a unit right now. And I hate to see, and I hate to say this, but I think the LWO will be more dangerous if they were heels.
Yes, but let me hit you with the butt real quick. Having Rey Mysterio kind of set it off
without Rey though.
Yeah,
as a heel group, yes.
Yeah, but he's the one who formed them, right? If I'm right, Rey Mysterio is the one who kind of put the shirts out and they're gonna rock out.
Yep.
This LWO faction, it's super special because now there's no NWO, right? Like outside of what's that? The Bloodline. Outside of the Bloodline, who's been killing it for a few years. What? Outside of the Bloodline, who's been killing it, and then what's the one with Rhea Ripley and them?
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day, who I do like as well, and I'm a fan of Mysterio's son. since he turned heel. Because good guy Dominic, I was like, I really don't care about this kid. Bad guy Dominic, I fucking dig this guy, right? Like he's super dope.
Like this dude is a heel. Like that dude, when he talks, people just go crazy.
He can't even speak because they keep going nuts, right? And I will tell you, I won't say I'm a Dominic fan because that shit, I don't say I'm a fan of most people. But that intro at WrestleMania with him coming out in the cups and the Rey Mysterio mask and take a shot at his father, that's one of the best intros I've ever seen in wrestling. That shit made me feel a way, and I was like, whoa, right? So outside of those two, then you have LWO. But LWO has that. LWO is for us, right? Yeah. Now you could be any culture and like it, cool. But that shit is for us. And the fact that they finally put a Puerto Rican flag on it, now we do have a better Puerto Rican flag on it. I'm just saying because their shit is lazy. But
yeah, it's the star is not there, man. If they have the star, it'll kick. It just doesn't have that same feeling though.
No, but I'm gonna tune in now. Like I don't even know the other two members in LWO. Those guys. I don't watch WWE.
Well, yeah, it's Escobar, who used to be El Hijo de Fantasma.
NXT, I like that guy.
In Mexico back in the day. And then he was wrestling in TNA, and then he signed with and they took off his mask. And then, the other kid, Joaquin, it used to be a DJ Z, Zion.
That's DJ Z?
That's DJ Z, yeah. It's one of the guys.
Get the fuck out of here.
DJ Z.
That was my guy in Impact, yo.
See my Ion, whatever his name was back in the days. And then that was DJ C in the mix. And then the other guy, I have no idea who he is. I know he's a Mexican wrestler, but I don't know much about him. But yeah, so it's Escobar because he had the mask back in the day, and DJ Z, and C is Filipino, so he's Latino, so he fit perfectly.
This is crazy because now I dig it even more.
You didn't know that was DJ Z?
Nah, like I see it. He looked familiar, but I was like, he put weight on.
DJ Z. Yeah. Now the beard and stuff, the hair is different. Yeah,
because he used to have the crazy color hair, really thin, and I seen this guy live.
Put it high.
Yeah, with that Jersey Shore kind of, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because he was the DJ for the Bromance.
Yeah, exactly.
For a little while,
and you know what? I've watched DJ Z for 4 years straight every show. You know what I mean? Like, I love DJ Z. I think he's an incredible athlete. I didn't know it was him because he had to put on 20, 30 pounds of muscle. Like,
yeah, he definitely changed. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But you know what, though? I'm glad that it's him now because it gives me more incentive to buy into this. Because, like I said, I love what I've seen. This made me, Backlash made me go, I'm watching Raw. Yeah. Right? Like, I'm going to watch Monday Night Raw because of this, and I'm gonna watch SmackDown because of this. This made you feel a way. You're like,
I think LWO got moved to SmackDown, so they'll be on SmackDown.
Okay.
After the draft, so they just had the draft. So tonight, the new people from the different shows, especially NXT, will start tonight.
Wow.
Coming up, so
all right,
should be interesting.
All right. So. Listen, depending on, and obviously we got to figure it out. Depending on how dope LWO is moving, maybe we're going to start talking LWO. If this is the case, we're going to have to throw in the mix of what we do, and this is going to be, I guess we'll talk some WWE at that point because, like I said, this hit home to me. It hit home to you. This feels so special. It feels so organic. It feels so. Everything you want to feel, wrestling is supposed to make you feel a way. This made me feel a way, made you feel a way.
I hope it doesn't take 15 years for them to come back to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure AEW will now, hey, let's go to Puerto Rico and see how we could do down there. So that'd be kind of cool if that happens, but yeah. Hopefully, it won't take like 15 years for somebody big to go down there.
I think with how you kind of explained it, with the success of what Puerto Rico was to WWE, I think that you can't sit back and go, you think this will work again? No, you know it will work again. Oh, and you have whatever you want there now. Bad Bunny is young, right? Like, in
yes, 20.
I know he was a 24/7 champ, but if you put another belt on that guy, nobody would sit there and go, why is he the champ? Right? Like, nobody would say that because of how talented this guy is. You have the roster for it. And not just some random Puerto Rican people. You got real Puerto Ricans, you know what I mean, on that roster. Unlike AEW, outside of Ortiz and Kingston. Well, Santana's hurt, and we don't know.
Yeah,
I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, and Mercedes Martinez, she's still there in Ring of Honor.
And when have you seen her wrestle in the last what?
I think she just wrestled either this week or last week.
Okay, so it's the first time in a long time.
In a long time, yeah.
Okay, so you have two, unlike WWE that has a roster full of it. So
but this time the show felt different, and the LWF feels different because now it's not just Mexicans. 20 years ago, it was all Mexicans. That was it. There wasn't no Puerto Rican, no Dominicans, no Cuban. No, it was unheard of 20 years ago if you saw that type of mix. Now in 2023, you have Brazil, Puerto Rico, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Venezuela. You got people from different Latino countries, and you go like, holy shit, that person is from me, from where I'm from. So that's where the pride comes. That's when the pride comes in. Like, Viva Van from Vietnam. She's like the first and only Vietnamese wrestler that I know that wrestles here in the state. Unless there's more, I've never seen them. But it takes pride when you see someone of your same skin color and you same place, and you go like, holy shit, that dude is from where I'm from. So it is different. It hits different to you, and you take pride in that.
Absolutely, and this is why.
Now we got more Puerto Rican wrestlers out there now.
And this is why I think I'm so biased to Zelina Vega, because not only is she Puerto Rican, not only is she from New York, but she's literally from my hood, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like she's from the Bronx or Brooklyn or Harlem or nothing like that. She's literally from my hood. So you sit back and you go, that's my product. You know what I mean? Like, and look, she's on the biggest stage, because it is WWE is the biggest stage. She's on the biggest stage, and that crowd is her crowd, right? Like, and that's what it was. That was her crowd.
And then the thing that I started thinking to myself on Saturday night is, imagine 15 years from now when you see this other Puerto Rican female who says, I became a fan because I saw Zelina Vega wrestle at Backlash in Puerto Rico, and I thought to myself, that could be me in 10, 15 years. You know what I'm saying? So I saw that in my head, and I hope that it happens when I'm in my 60s, mid-60s, and go, oh shit, she got into wrestling because she saw Zelina Vega with all her beauty, her tears, the beautiful flag wrestle in Puerto Rico in front of her. So hopefully that will take and have some kind of effect on young ladies moving forward. That's me. I want to be there. I want to do that.
I think it definitely has to, because, and I'm not saying, and this is the way, I'm a sports guy, but the way I see this moment, I did see it like that, but in my head, I thought of it differently than you. I said, wow. I said, she might Vince Carter this shit, right? Because Vince Carter, a lot of people think that he was drafted by the Raptors. He was not. He was drafted by Golden State, was traded to the Raptors for his teammate in college, Antoine Jameson. But he went to Toronto. Nobody was in Vancouver. Vancouver had to shut down because they couldn't sell tickets. And every kid growing up, the Fred VanVleets, the Andrew Wiggins, all these Canadian-born guys, they all said, I wanted to be Vince, right? He came to my home. I seen him. I wanted to do that. He changed the game for Canadian people who are known for hockey.
I can't believe you said I can't believe you said the Grizzlies, man. I said Vancouver. And then I remember
Grizzlies.
they have moved to
Memphis.
Back to Memphis. Yeah, I remember that shit.
And you know what? I'm going to take credit because me and my homeboy Dave, we worked for a moving company, and we actually moved them from Vancouver to Memphis. I was on that moving job, me and the big homie. Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yeah, that was cool because they had like that pyramid building or whatever.
Yeah.
We walked in there. I was like, yo, this is nuts. It was empty, right? So we were setting everything up. One of the coolest jobs I've ever done. But Zelina Vega has the opportunity to be that girl. And she could win 1 million titles. But when you hear that, just like you said, that girl comes up and she becomes in any company, MLW, TNA, AEW, ROH, and says, man, I've always wanted to do this. I remember seeing Thea Trinidad. Can you imagine as that star, this kid now did that because of me? Like you said, bro, it's a movie. And that's exactly what you said. This was a movie. This couldn't be done any better.
And the thing is, WWE has to be careful now how they pivot now going forward with her. I mean, you don't want to give her this big spotlight, this humongous achievement, and then have her squash for the next 6 months or whatever, and you go like, well, damn, what happened to the chick we saw in Puerto Rico? What happened to her? So I'm kind of weary about what's going to happen with her going forward, because I'm sick, but I'm glad that they finally finished the Judgment Day LWO thing. That's why they got moved to 2 different brands. So now, at least now in SmackDown, there'll be some new competition. She'll go into the women's division, So, and then I think now Bianca Belair is going to be the new SmackDown because they gotta trade the belts now.
Okay.
Bianca's a SmackDown now. So who knows? We might see a Bianca against Salina Vega match coming up later in the future, and hopefully Salina gets to take the belt. So.
Now I was going to ask you because I'm being honest because, like I said before, I don't watch WWE. No one in LWO is holding a belt, right?
No.
Okay, so I think that's the next step. Somebody has to. I don't care.
No.
I would love for it to be Ray because I think Ray is he's the godfather of the LWO. He's he's the elder statesman. I think it'll be such a cool moment to put it on him. But like I said, I didn't know DJZ. Now I'm excited that it's DJZ because DJZ, he could talk with anybody. DJZ isn't afraid to be whatever he needs to be and project it. You have a group of young talent that can easily transition to the next big faction. Factions that are done right equal money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you do this right, I can tell you any company with their faction, as much as I didn't like the Inner Circle, you've seen those shirts everywhere in AEW. LAX or Main Event Mafia, all those shirts were everywhere. You know what I mean? Even, what was it? Something 4. It was, with Ric Flair and them, they were
Fortune.
Fortune was another big one. MLW had Contra Unit and what was the MJF and them called?
The Dynasty.
The Dynasty. That was another big one. You could just keep going and going and going and going. Bullet Club, all these other things, but nobody has the market that WWE has. WWE is a global platform.
That's why they call it
doesn't matter what country you're in. It's the WWE universe, literally, right? Yeah. And having Bad Bunny in the pocket of LWO, you hit a whole different demographic just because of Bad Bunny. He don't got nothing to do with wrestling at that point. Yep. But every wrestler will go, oh shit, that's Bad Bunny. He does anything, LWO, and that's marketing for you.
Yep. And like I said on Twitter, if you didn't know who Bad Bunny was till Saturday night, after the match and everything that happened transpired before and after, now you know who Bad Bunny is and how Puerto Rico and the fans and what we call ourselves Boricuas, we are a movement. It's a club. It's a gang. Once you see Puerto Rican getting beat, all Puerto Ricans jump in.
La familia, baby.
Yeah, shit. Hasta la muerte, like they always say. But that WWE hit a home run this past weekend. That was all I could say about that. They hit a home run. They hit a home run with the Puerto Rican population, the fans. I mean, it was a whole experience, man. Just seeing that show and hearing your language, the fans, mamabicho, saying bad words, uno, dos, tres, and singing and shit like that, man. I was just like, ooh. And then you see on Twitter, why are they calling in Spanish? Why are they calling in Spanish? What does the chancla mean? Oh Lord!
Oh my God!
What is a chancla? What is that?
Rhea said something in Spanish too. What is she saying?
I don't know, man. There was so much shit going on. I was too pumped.
Yeah, she threw Trinity to the turnbuckle, and the crowd started chanting, and she said a curse word back. I wish I remember what I should have wrote it down. She said something back, and I was like, "Whoa, Rhea's really banging with the Spanish shit, right?" Like,
dude,
so I thought
even though the Friday afternoon when they had the conferences outside, and they had Ray and his son, dude, all the cursing they were doing there, and the fans are just eating it up. And they calling the son bad words, and they're like that. Everybody laughing like, "Oh Lord, they're about to censor this tonight's crowd."
And you know what? Did we touch everything? So I can give one final thing.
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, man.
Okay. I want to give mad respect to Wade Barrett. Right? I don't know if they still call him Wade Barrett or whatever it might be.
Yeah, Wade Barrett, yeah.
Like, he was on the beach. And some hot chick came up with a coconut, right? Did you see that?
No. What, it's a commercial?
Ooh, bro, it was something I seen on Twitter, but it was a video, and he's got a WWE microphone. He's standing in the water. He's like, "Oh, the beautiful island of Puerto Rico. The sun is this. The ocean is beautiful." And some like dime piece walks up with a coconut with the straw in the joint, right? Hands it to him. She turns around and walks away, and her ass, the Puerto Rican ass, her shit is crazy. Wade Barrett looks, and we all know he's married, like, he turns, looks back, and he goes, "The women are beautiful." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I thought it was so dope that this chick had a little tanga on, and it was on WWE shit.
All I know is this. I keep hearing Saturday night how beautiful the island is, how beautiful this is, and how beautiful that is. And I just want to say, yes, Puerto Rico is beautiful, but be careful where you go in Puerto Rico. Stay in San Juan.
Stay in San Juan.
Stay in San Juan
where the tourists are.
Yeah, stay where the tourists go. In Old San Juan and New San Juan. Stay in your area. It's a beautiful island, but stay in your area. Do not leave San Juan by yourself unless you have mad people that are Puerto Ricans with you, because you will be. And unfortunately, this happened Saturday night, where in Puerto Rico, when 2 college students got shot and killed Saturday night down in Vega Baja, and the video is floating around social media, and unfortunately, it was a chick who popped them, and it wasn't on purpose. They were trying to pop somebody else. And unfortunately, the two guys, they're both late 20s students in New York. Unfortunately, they got shot and they lost their lives. The videos everywhere, and it's a chick walking around. You hear the guy calling her name, like screaming, like, "No!" and pop, pop, pop. So yes, Puerto Rico is beautiful, but just stay in your lane. Do not get out of San Juan unless you know where you're going and you know people. And you go with a bunch of people, because you will get robbed, and you might unfortunately.
Listen, it's sad, but I've told you this story. I used to go play basketball in La Puebla, Puerto Rico, and even with me and my young wild shit, and I would bang out, I had people that would be like, "Yo, my fam, we're gonna take you back to the hotel, because when the sun goes down, it's a jungle out here."
It's a different
and
story.
I was like, cool. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Even like I did a Disney cruise a few years ago, and I went with my stepfather, my wife, and my youngest, because it was for like him graduating school. We came off on the Bahamas. Now we're on a Disney cruise with all types of other cruise shit that lands. We came out. I looked at the area. I told my wife, yo, you want to look around? She said, yeah, I'll go look around. I told my stepfather, yo, take the little nigga back. Excuse me, my fault. I shouldn't have said that. Take the little guy back, and because he's not going to walk around, because if me and her got to bang out, we're going to bang out. I got into an argument with a police officer there because he said something, and I was like, yo, my man, I'm going to tell you right now, I got no problem banging out with you, that guy right there, because you could tell they're scanning, right? Like, as soon as you move, they're prepared to make a move. The only thing is they're also trying to find out the easiest meal ticket. Yep. Because if nobody wants to put work in versus somebody to put work in. You want something quick and you're out. So you got to let people know I'm with it. The only problem is I also make myself a target talking like that, because now I don't fucking think he a gangster in my country. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, you got to kind of be like that at times. Right. Stay in your lane. Now, I wish he would not have wanted to go to the shops and we could have did the normal shit and went to Atlantis and came right back. But you got to know, you got to be on point. It's any other country, anywhere, and I don't care. For certain parts of the United States, people go, oh, Manhattan is beautiful. And you're like, are you fucking crazy? That's because you ain't go to the LES. You ain't go to Harlem. You seeing Fifth Avenue. Yep. Stay in your lane. Don't even go into most parts of Central Park. Man, you stay by the entranceway. Stay safe. You got to be safe. You can't just think.
I had to say that because, you know, I saw a lot of posts about beautiful. Yeah. Oh, I have to go there next. No, you don't. No, you don't. You just stay safe in your home, baby. But
stay where the police are.
Do we have anything else? Oh, I got one thing to say before we. I mean, if we're done with us,
I think we're done.
AEW, you know, coming up in UK. Supposedly, they already sold over 60,000 tickets, and that's crazy because that show right there is going to be lit, and you know that's more tickets than WWE has ever sold there, and whatever they sold at the night at the Castle or White Castle show, they already outsold that already. So. Yeah, man, that's going to be crazy, that show right
This is the biggest stadium in England, right?
Yeah, the one.
Wembley is the biggest stadium in England.
Yeah, because back at that time when WWE went the last time, they had 60,000 seats. But then since that time, they took 5,000 off, but they added more down to the floor. So yeah, this guy's already hit over 60K or 60,000 fans there. So that's going to be crazy watching that when it comes up.
Have they released the card? Have they released the card?
Nope, not even one match has been announced yet, and that shit already sold out like that. Imagine that shit, bro.
Now I will say this:
not one match.
I gotta say this though, it's been a whole year since anything has been there. They're gonna be thirsty.
Yeah, exactly.
If AEW hits a home run with this though, they gotta try to run it back. Yeah. You gotta.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If hopefully WWE doesn't take another 15 years to go back to Puerto Rico. They hit a home run this weekend because both guys were sold out.
And now, obviously, it's smaller venues, obviously, but Impact was in the UK a lot. Yeah, right. Like they were. And they used to sell out in the UK. That's what I'm saying. Right. Like I remember it was New York, Florida, and the UK were like their big three, right? Like, and
every January they will go to the UK for a trip, like six shows in like a week and a half, and they do that shit every January for a couple of years.
Was it COVID that stopped that?
No, just
not Impact.
It's when everything changed. Yeah, when everything went from. From DC Carter and the shit.
No. I'm saying all the companies. I remember I was in Impact way before they COVID.
No, it was before she sold it to Anthem. Yeah, stop doing it.
No, I'm saying WWE or no, or was it Ring of Honor? I don't think ever went there, right?
I don't think so.
Nah, but saying WWE, they only did it once a year. Or they didn't really do that, right?
No, I think that the Castle thing was like once in a long years, like probably like 10 years or some shit like that. Shit. Last time they had gone there, because it does a lot of production, does a lot of traveling, stuff like that, but they had to get that money. But TNA was doing it once a year in January for I think they did 3 or 4 years. That's when I started doing the bridge boot camp thing.
Well, yeah,
because of that.
And I was talking with an Impact fan about that, and I was trying to explain to them, Impact did it smart, and I know we could transition out of here. Impact did that smart because you're bringing your top stars to sell tickets, and then you're going to use your locals, so you don't have to pay the flights, and you don't got to pay the hotel, because you're going to use your locals. You mix them in, they job out, but they get the exposure of Impact, and it's a good marriage between the two. I would like to see Impact take that trip again, because Impact does have a super loyal fan base in the UK.
Yeah, and I remember the last time they had gone, Kurt Angle was still in TNA, and that was when the kid from the Aussie Open, not Aussie, but United Empire, that he's the leader. He's out from Australia.
Oh, the one who flips around and shit.
Yeah, what's his name? I forgot his damn name now.
Yeah, shit. He was signed by like Paul Heyman or something like that.
Well, yeah, and TNA had him first for the couple of matches, and that's when Paul Heyman saw him, and then Charles Hunter WWE.
Yeah,
but that was the last time they've been there. So that was
big. Did he recently was going against Omega? Yes,
down in AEW. He's the leader of the United Empire. I can't believe the fans will figure out who we were talking about. But yeah, that was the last time TNA went on there. So imagine that. That's like got to be 8 to 10 years now. So
damn, my brother. We actually talked way longer than I thought we were going to be here for like 15, 20 minutes.
I thought so too, but hey, Puerto Rico takes over, baby. Puerto Rico takes over.
What it is.
Takes over, you know it.
Listen, so for myself, Muffins Martinez, MLW Confusion, I think we're going to have to put AB on the milk carton because no one knows anything about this guy, and he's blocking everyone and getting blocked by everybody.
Yeah, but supposedly May 25th, it'll be the Fusion coming back, and it'll be on YouTube first. Then 2 days later or something will be on Being Sports. So May 25th, Fusion comes back.
Woo! I can't wait for that. Listen, myself, the big homie, we out of here. Deuces.